Thank you so much for joining me on this happy Monday. The week has started. I hope you guys had an awesome weekend. I hope you guys had, hope you're ready for the week. Regardless, Monday is here, so we are starting it off. I hope whatever you guys are planning for this week, you make it rock, and you do it with passion and pleasure. Right before we get started, a quick update. doTERRA is this month only. If you enroll in a 150 PV order, they give you $50 back in free product points. So if you're interested in $50 back from doTERRA for enrolling this month, this is definitely the time to take advantage of it. Another quick update, I am in the finishing processes of putting together my weight loss course. So if that's something that you're interested in getting early bird access into, definitely drop me a comment, send me a message, and we'll get you rocking and rolling. Speaking of Monday, speaking of the weekend, I hope you guys had an awesome weekend. And what we had this past weekend was the Super Bowl. It was the championship of the National Football League, one of the biggest sporting events of the year. And regardless of whether or not you like sports, this is one of those events that even just for a moment, we can all come together and kind of, ignite the passion and really feel the sense of togetherness. And, we all come together for a common goal. Yesterday we were treated to one of the matchups for the ages. Tampa Bay Buccaneers against the Kansas City Chiefs. Everybody dubbed the Chiefs as the best team ever in the history, and they're gonna roll over everybody. But a guy named Tom Brady, he just keeps coming through. He's going to be the greatest of all time, and that's for a reason. Whether you like the guy or not, he's one of the best to ever play, and he's one of the best people ever, right? So it goes beyond football. But the best part about a game like this, a situation like this, a moment like this, if you look a little bit beyond the flashiness of everything, there's some life lessons to take from this, and that's what I wanted to talk to you about, and some lessons that I took from it, and I wanted to share them with you. Hopefully they help, and hopefully you get some value out of it. Let's get going. Tip number one, or lesson number one, I guess if you'll call it. Idea number one. I'm not really too sure what I'm going to call this. There'll probably be a couple different things throughout the video here. But is to find a support system. Now, a game like football, sports in general, they really embrace teamwork. They embrace the team culture. No man is bigger than the team. And especially in a game like football where there's 11 players on the field for each team, you need that support system, right? One person is not going to be able to beat 11 players, no matter how hard you try, no matter how good you are, no matter how much you want it. 11 against 1 is going to win more often than not, or at least I'm betting on it. I'm rarely going to bet on the one guy beating 11, but that is exactly the way that you have to approach life, right? You need that support system. You can't always do everything by yourself. You're not always good enough, smart enough, have the knowledge enough to do things on your own, right? To be by yourself always. Sometimes you need even that little bit of a motivation, that little kick in the butt, and you're not really doing what you're supposed to be doing, or you're not really feeling it, and you need that extra little oomph. That's definitely one thing that I took from it more than anything is a support system. We preach that, especially any sort of weight loss, wellness routine that you're starting. You definitely want a support system. You want a system behind you that you can that you can fall back on, that you can talk to, that you can hash it out with, and be yourself around, but also have them to really get on you when you need it and give you that extra kick when you don't know, where to go or what to do, or when you think that what you're doing isn't enough, or, there's so many things that come at us at once. And we are our own critics. We're our worst critics. We tend to beat ourselves up more than anybody else. So find your support system. That's definitely the biggest lesson that I can take away from it. And especially you can take it from any sporting event that you're talking about. It's a support system. You're not going to, you more often than not in life, you're not going to do things on your own, and you need that support system. You need that guidance. You need that help, that motivation, that, that drive to keep you going. That's something to reach for. Support system. Find your support system. Number 2, trust the process. I like this one because especially in sports, there is a process to everything that you're going through. So I'm just gonna start from the beginning, right? You have your off-season training camp or your practices, and then you have your training camp, and then you have your off-season preseason, then you have your regular season, and you have your practices, and you have your game sessions, and you have your film sessions, and you have your weight sessions, and there's so many things that go into the winning the championship, right? There's so many things that go into your end goal. And a lot of times you need to trust the process. You need to understand that what you're doing, going with the sports analogy, every team right at the beginning of the year sets out to win the Super Bowl, right? Football team win the Super Bowl, hockey team win the Stanley Cup, basketball the championship. Every team sets out in the beginning of the year to win the championship. So what you want to do, but it's not going to be easy. And in football, there's 32 teams, right? So there can only be one winner. So there's only going to be one team that trusts the process enough to go from the time in the off season where nobody sees it and you can only have that, little bit of hope, to the time where you go and you win the championship, you finish your end goal. There's a huge in between that happens, and you need to trust the process on this. If you're going to make anything happen in your life, there's going to be a huge process that you go through. There's going to be a huge transformation. There's going to be a whole bunch of roadblocks along the way. Stuff's going to knock you down. It's not going to be very fair. Life is not fair. It's not going to be fun all the time. And you need to know that what you're doing is progressing you towards your goal. You're trusting the process. You're understanding that to get to my goal, to get to things that I haven't done or haven't accomplished or haven't become, right? I'm going to need to become a different person. I'm going to need to step into those shoes, right? Take that monkey off your back, get into that, step into greatness, right? And fulfill your promise to yourself, which is the goal, what your end goal, whatever your end goal is. Find it, trust the process. Talking about Ford again. There's definitely an end goal in Ford. Heck yeah, you want to move up the ladder? Workplaces in general, right? If your goal is to move up the ladder in your company, then there's a process that you're gonna have to go through. You're not gonna be able to walk in the door unless your name is John Karakis. You're not gonna be able to walk in the door and just be the greatest person to ever live in the history of life. Not everybody is that awesome and that gifted in life. So for the rest of us, we're going to need to trust that the process that we go through, the trials, the tribulations that bring us down or not always keep us up, are pushing us towards our end goal, towards, the championship, whatever we decide that is. My next one is really, and this one's going to come off a little bit jaded, jagged, Do you trust the process? I trust Mo. Mo's the supervisor. He knows everything. He is like the God Almighty. He is the Tom Brady of Ford. I think so. My next one is winning is really all that matters. Nobody remembers second place, right? And a lot, what was what's the movie? Ricky Bobby, if you're not first, you're last, right? So second place is the best loser. So you need to really, when it comes down to it, winning is everything. Winning is all that matters. And nobody really plays for second place. Nobody wants to be the best loser. Nobody wants to say, hey, I made it and then lost. Hey, I tried my best and lost. Hey, I gave it all that I had and still it wasn't good enough. Nobody likes to be that way, and nobody likes to feel that way. So that's a lot of times where in sports, people use that motivation as fuel. One of the things that the Kansas City quarterback said that I read was, I'm going to use this Super Bowl loss as fuel for the rest of my career. So that some people take losses really to heart, and you're not, and you want to do everything you can in your power to not feel that heartbreak, right? That's why you want to, at the very least, you want to feel a little bit of heartache. You want to feel failure a little bit. You want to feel what it's like to not win, so that when you do win, when you do accomplish your goals, when you do succeed, you know exactly how hard it was to fail, so you know how much better it feels to succeed. And I mean, for me, I like winning. I do not like losing. I guess you could call a sore loser, I've been told. But for me, I just like winning. I will compete more than anything to try and win and stay ahead. The next lesson that I took away from it was to keep grinding. Seasons, right? They are long. They are grinding. I told you the process of the football season is from off season to training camp to the preseason and the practices and the training room and the weight room and the nutrition room and the coach that you can't stand and you just want to throw out off the bus because he keeps just drilling you into the same things they drill. And this is all stuff that is going to make the normal person want to give up, want to not continue, and you have to keep grinding. You have to understand that what you're doing is being beneficial for helping you to progress in your life. And if it's not helping you progress, if you find that you're just grinding and you're not going anywhere, you're hustling and nothing's really happening, maybe try and do something different, right? Albert Einstein defined insanity as doing the same thing over and over and expecting different results. So if you're doing the same thing over and over and getting the same results over and over, and you're not happy with those results, you might want to consider changing something. If you are happy with those results, then definitely keep going with what you're doing, because obviously it's making you happy and you like it. But there's going to come points in time where you feel that what you're doing is not progressing you as fast as you want to, right? Weight loss is huge with this one. You ate a salad last week and you gained 5 pounds. Like, what the heck? What's the point? Come on, man. I ate a salad. I'm supposed to be healthy now. I'm basically healthy. I'm like, what the heck, bro? So that's where a lot of the times what I talk about in that aspect is with weight loss, a lot of the times you lose inches faster than pounds. So you may or may not see the scale moving, but your clothes will start to fit a little bit better. So that's where you need to keep grinding and you need to keep going, even if you're not feeling the progress, even if you're not feeling that it's helping or it's benefiting you at all. Keep going, keep grinding. Success is, what was the one thing that I read? Success is 6 feet away, defined as somebody. It was a mining company. And what they did was they used all their resources and they were mining for gold. And they were going and they were going. And then all of a sudden they ran out of resources. They ran out of willpower. They ran out of energy. And they ended up selling all their equipment to a guy that really had no need for the equipment, but he had the money, so he bought it. what he did was he decided to take the equipment and keep digging where these people had stopped digging so that he would at the very least, see if there was anything that they were going to get to. What ended up happening was 6 feet away from where they stopped digging was a mountain of gold. 6 feet away. So keep grinding, keep going that extra 6 feet, and who knows, a mountain of gold could be right there. My next lesson, I guess, that you could call is to keep improving. You can always do things to keep improving. I mean, last night's game was a perfect example of that. What was it? The one commentator said that according to people from Tampa Bay, they had not played their best game yet. This is a team that was on a what did I hear? 7-5. So they ended up being on like a 8 or 9 game winning streak. So they had won that many games in a row and still hadn't felt like they had played their best football. So they still felt like there was room for improvement. They could keep getting better. They could keep doing more. Tom Brady, he's a player that will go down as the greatest of all time. He is the epitome of a successful athlete. And even he says that he could still keep getting better. And there's still things that he's doing. And he's still, the first one at the stadium and the last one to leave. And he's still in the weight room and in the TV room and in the media room and talking to coaches and mentoring young players. And this is a guy that he's been around the league for ever, it feels like, and he's made more money than anybody, it feels like, and he's done more than anybody, it feels like, and he still feels like he can get better, and there's more that he can contribute, there's more that he can keep doing, and this is one of the greatest players ever. So if people like that, if some of the most successful people ever still think that they can keep improving, they can keep getting better, there's definitely room for improvement in you, no matter what you set your mind to. My next one is change can be a good thing. Every once in a while, you got to change up your scenery. This is a perfect example right here. Tom Brady spent his whole career in New England, moved to Tampa Bay, and this just proves more and more of the case. First year in a brand new team, in a brand new conference, in a brand new system with a brand new set of players, and wins the Super Bowl, right? Wins the championship, takes the team to the championship and wins it. So change was not a bad thing in that aspect. Who knows, right? If he'd have stayed with the one team, maybe they would have done good. Last year they lost in the playoffs. So who knows, right? Who really knows at the end of the day? But in this instance, change was a good thing. Changing locations, changing sceneries. Florida's got no tax. They don't charge taxes, so I'm sure that had a little bit of weighing in the decision. But all jokes aside, every once in a while, maybe you just need to change up your scenery. You need to change up the people that you hang out with. Change up your eating habits. Change the way. I like this. The line that Denzel Washington says from Remember the Titans. We're going to change the way we eat. We're going to change the way we tackle. We're going to change the way we win. We're going to change the way something else. I don't know. But you can change anything that you want to change. And when you do implement changes, when you do start on a different journey of your life, then right away, you're going to feel a little bit on edge, right? Things aren't going to be feeling right quite like they were, and you're stepping outside your comfort zone, so you're going to get a little bit jittery, a little bit weary, but again, trust the process. Change can be a good thing. Don't fight it, right? Embrace it. Embrace the new challenge, the new you, the new amazingness that you're stepping into. My next one is never give up. This is really one of the best life lessons that you can take from anything that is happening. And it is to never give up. There is always going to to be people that doubt you. There is always going to be people that wonder what you're doing, why you're doing what you're doing. There's always going to be people that have opinions about what you should be doing and how you should be living your life and this, that, and yada, yada. There's always going to be people that think that their way of thinking is better than yours and your way of thinking isn't really all that good, and whatever. It is what it is. Your job as a person, as an awesome human being, is to never give up. Never doubt yourself. You know what? You can doubt yourself all you want, but never give into that. Never give up. Understand that, this is your life, right? You are the one in control of your life. You are the one that decides how you live your life, what circumstances happen in your life, and you are in control of it, and you are responsible for it. So take responsibility, grab life by the horns, don't give up on your goals, your dreams, whatever it is that you want to manifest in your life, it will happen. Just don't give up. 6 feet away, right? That's one thing that I remember that will boggle me for a long time. 6 feet away. Never give up. Never give up, because what's the point? What's the point of starting if you're not going to see the end, right? Why? What's the point? And then I want to end this off with some essential oils that I use, and this is in this is actually a perfect situation for what I like to use them for. When I need motivation, when I need all sorts of goodness in my life, an oil like a blend of oils from doTERRA called Motivate. I love using this one. This is the encouraging blend. And this is what I love about doTERRA. Most of the blends of oils that they have, you can tell almost exactly what they're used for based off of the name. So this one's Motivate, encouraging blend, right? When you need a little bit more motivation, we need some encouragement, some pick me up, right? Another one is Passion. And again, you can tell exactly what it's used for based off of the name. Passion, when you're lacking that, that drive in your life, when you need to really come back down to earth and understand what's valuable in your life. And then the last one is Cheer. I like using this one because, well, it's cheer. It makes you cheerful. It makes you happy. It's a blend of citrus oil, so it's naturally uplifting and invigorating. And I love using those, especially when, my emotions are running wild and I need to, bring them back down to earth and really control them. And actually I like these ones too because they have the roller top. So it makes for easy application. You can just roll it right on. You don't have to worry about, taking the bottle out and having the drops all over you. That's all I got for you for today. Thank you so much for joining me. I really hope you got some value out of this. Feel free to share this with your friends, family member, perhaps somebody from your team that you feel needs to hear this. If you'd like to learn more about essential oils or how to get your hands on some of this cool stuff that I'm talking about, definitely drop me a comment, send me a message. We'll get you rocking and rolling. Thank you so much for joining me. I hope you guys have an awesome rest of your Monday and a fantastic rest of your week. I look very forward to talking to you again. Love you guys. Bye for now.